Hey, welcome back. So it's so much greatness when a man owns up to why his marriage failed. Everybody has been hailing Nollywood actor Jim Iyke for saying that he takes responsibility for why his marriage broke up. And yeah, so it's such an exciting thing. We're going to look at what he could have done better, how he could have healed, and of course, look at what this great man has taught us. But I think before we get into that, look at how he said what he said and why he thinks that his marriage packed up and what he had to go through. Oh my God. And all of that. How he became an obsessive father but a woeful husband. Listen.
So I took charge as the head of the family. I couldn't grieve. I couldn't let myself feel. We finished the village had to be finished because she insisted she was going to be buried. My mom lived in London and Manchester, so we had to bring her back home, bury her there. Saw my sisters through the whole grief process. Started nursing my, after a while they go back to that childlike state.
Yes.
So I had to be there, making visits, making calls, being there. I forgot to grieve. I just thought that was what it took to get over it. Just when I was getting over it, my woman was pregnant with my first son. Then I had quiet space. There was nobody around me. There was nobody to take care of anymore because that was my excuse. That was my medium to healing. And then there was nothing all of a sudden, and the grief hit me. The loss hit me. And I didn't know how to stand. I couldn't sleep days on end. I was irritative. I wasn't the loving man she married. I'm the goofball, man. Forget the perception out there. I am the prankster of the family. I'm the guy that starts a laugh in the most serious issue. They don't invite me for family meetings because I'll start with a joke. And then my dad will like, we
are trying to be serious.
Yeah. So I lost that. I lost my sense of humor. I lost the lion in me. I lost the leader in me. I just gave myself to the elements. And so she suffered for that. And then I became an obsessive dad. I took everything in me to my son. I was changing diapers. I was the proper stay-home dad. So I took everything to him and left her behind. I took all my love and attention and left her behind. I wasn't a husband. I was an excellent father and a woeful husband. So they're not built like us, my brother. They're white. They're not built like us. And after a while, she said, I can't find who I'm married. How do we? And we parted as friends. I said, I'm here, but I'm not here. There's no presence here. I don't know what it would take for me to heal, to bring myself back, but if you want to wait for me, I'll appreciate it. But if you can't, I'll understand. She said she can't. So as friends, we parted.
Oh yeah, that's so amazing. In this particular interview, being a public figure, he had to open up about his private life, the fact that he actually has 3 children right now, and how his marriage failed. Everybody was like, oh my God, really? How he was able to keep that away from the public is really classic. And much more, his admittance of being the cause of his marriage failure and all of that. Well, top of the things he mentioned that affected him is what I term delayed grief. Okay, after losing his beloved mom, which led him to neglecting his wife, like you heard, and eventually led to the end of his marriage, as his wife stated that he could no longer find the man he married, like literally, right? She had also just given birth to his first son, so you can imagine all of that hormone going on there. And he mentioned how those years made him become obsessive with his son, and eventually his wife had to leave. I mean, they parted as friends, he said. This particular episode hit me differently because, like everybody is saying, it's quite rare to find a man who is strong, who understands the assignment, right? So once again, he has given us something to ponder. And when it comes to men and their mental health, I'm all up there for you guys. So what did he need to know at the time he was going through this? What he needed to do was, rather than harden up to appear strong for every other person during this period of grief, being an only son, it hit him so badly. He mentioned it also in the interview, how he couldn't imagine his life without his mom, right? He could have been strong enough to be vulnerable. The thing is, being vulnerable is being able to allow your feelings, express them and allow yourself to heal. Because sometimes what we refer to as being strong, many times it's actually the inability to be strong. Get that? What we term being strong is actually inability to be strong. And what many men need is what I call emotional resilience. My father-in-law is a classic example of a mentally strong and resilient man. He's very expressive of his love, of his sadness, of his whatever it is. He's going to express it. If he needs to cry, he cries. I mean, I look at that man and I'm just so grateful. And he's 90 years old now. Okay. Now, emotional resilience plays a very prominent role in relationships. Being able to just be yourself in your relationship is a big deal. Resilient men, and of course even women, they find it so easy to communicate their emotions at any time. They are able to listen with empathy because they can, imagine that what the other person is going through, right? And they find it easier to solve their relationship issues. On another note, being emotionally resilient helps you to connect deeply with your partner, with your woman. It makes her feel secure in you because you say the things you feel as you feel them without having to be afraid or doubt or being ashamed or bashful about being who you are supposed to be. I mean, we are first of all human before you're male, guys. In any intimate relationship, there should be this kind of strong, I got you no matter what kind of bond, if you know what I mean. In my line of work, I find that emotional resilience helps men bounce back from setbacks and, help them to be able to adapt when circumstances change, just like in Jim Iyke's case. It allows you to recover from relationship difficulties, and they will always be there, and it helps you to learn from these experiences and grow as a human being, as an individual, right, together with your partner. I must say, because for you to become a stronger and emotionally resilient man, you really need to develop that part of you that is okay to be yourself. You have to be self-aware, and you have to be sure that whoever you are, how you feel is valid. And this means you have to know and understand your emotions and how to react to them, because it's so easy to achieve this as well. But let me tell you how. When you have to make time to think deeply about yourself, right? Think about how you feel. Write down some of the things you notice that are like your patterns or your way of reacting to things. And also seek help if where you need to, right? If he has sought help from a therapist, a counselor, it could have helped him. It could have helped his wife as well to understand what was happening to her husband, And of course, that there are different ways of grieving. I'm sure she knows he was grieving, but didn't understand why he was so detached, right? Also, to become emotionally resilient and strong, you can't shy away from engaging in deliberate care activities. Exercising helps. It helped me when I had depression. Exercising helps. Practicing mindfulness, just being in the moment, thinking about life and gratitude, right? And pursuing your hobbies. It really helps. Remember how he said he was just doing diaper, doing everything, as a stay-at-home dad, without regard to the things that he loved, I guess. This contributes to helping you manage stress and build emotional resilience. Furthermore, if you adopt healthy coping mechanisms like deep breathing exercises, seeking positive social support, friends and all that, practicing positive self-talk, talking to yourself and affirming these things to yourself daily, it helps. You should actually get my book, The Men Code, the affirmative book. I'll drop the link in the description. So right now, promise me that you take time to think and practice these things, care for yourself, and do more things that will help you cope with all forms of stress that you're going through even right now. Yeah, if you're serious about enjoying your life, being emotionally resilient, and creating a stronger and more fulfilling love life, then everything is aligned to help you. I'm always rooting for you on this channel and even off this channel. So please don't stop rooting for yourself, okay?